My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Monster Train 2. Alright, let's do it, 3 times this time? 1 step this time? 2 steps this time? Stygian Guard Umbra, let's go. Alright, that's, Soul Guard is our lead. So no matter what, we're going to be doing some form of an incant deck. We've got 5 copies of Foregone Power in the base deck, 0 cost. Well, 0 Ember cost, it discards a card at random. And Plink. Deal 2 damage to a random enemy twice. On Slay, gain a common or uncommon morsel. Speaking of morsels, we have Packed Morsels, 2 copies thereof in the base deck, 0 Ember to get 3 uncommon or rare morsels. And also, a Morsel Maker, 2 Ember 1 size, on resolve, summons an Entumbra and Magma Morsel. Also 2 copies of Crypt Builder. Those get cast on offering, which means if I discard them with a Foregone Power, I'll be able to use them. That's going to be pretty useful. Malika's Shifting Pyre. All drafted cards appear with an upgrade as well. I haven't had this Pyre in a long time. Finally, Seraph Eternus, Chosen of Sapphire, of course. Of course. So, what do you do with a thing like this? Let's look at the artifact first, I think. When you play your 20th Morsel unit of the battle, deal 200 damage to all floors. Admittedly, I do like that. However, Sinner Salve, getting Sinner Salve this early means that events are so much better for me because I can literally just constantly take the option that gives me the most expensive Blights and Scourges because they're just 0 costs. I just play them. Definitely not Dire Channel. It's just lacking in pretty much all of the things you want it to have. And then Titan Channel over here, I always want at least 1 copy of this on my Soul Guard because casting 4 spells is basically trivial for it. And as soon as you have 4 shard stacks, you remove the stasis and you just got a 60-60. Pretty big. Fire Dampener. Not a problem. I'd like the money, please. Now, they will be, muddling my forces with their Discordant Bells. So I do want to play my units low. That's fine. If Soul Guard ever expands, everything's okay forever. Morsels. I can throw all of the morsels up on the top line. Just ultra buff the Morsel Maker. But I suspect getting a defensive unit up there might make some sense. Let's Plink. Nice. Just another morsel for us. I don't know. Now I want to put all of them on the Morsel Maker. Get big. Get large. And only 1 more spell needs to be cast on that bottom floor before we get our 60-60. Soul Guard's down. Unfortunately, we don't get through the Cowering Sycophant, so we're not going to do any damage to Fallen Champion just yet. Unless Foregone Power decides to discard Crypt Builder, which it didn't. Oops. It's not oops, that's not a mistake, it's just unfortunate. Gonna be entirely irrelevant, that guy doesn't even get to the pyre before the boss comes in and gets swamped by Soul Guard, so we're fine on that front. Incanting on the bottom floor doesn't really help Soul Guard anymore. It will when I diversify the Soul Guard line, because I'm probably not just going to go all the way down the Dire Channel, because eventually it does become a bit prohibitive to, I think it's like, is it 12 that you have to cast for the final level of Titan Channel to remove its own stasis? Very quickly check this. Oh, it's even larger than that, because it's 4 and then 10 for level 2. So it's probably 16, if I had to guess. Guess it really depends on how much more support I end up getting over the course of this for that kind of a build. Good lord. Yeah, I think all I have to do is Crypt Builder, and then start throwing Foregone Powers on the bottom line, and we're fine. I'd love someone to benefit from all of the morsels I'm making. Some sort of an Umbra unit that can gorge would be lovely. Wow. A spell-chained unnamed tome. Realistically, this is just the double incant version of a double-stacked unnamed tome, right? You're still just going to be applying Mute 10 to the enemy units. This just does it with 2 spells cast. Cuddle Hex with Avarice, not really that relevant. Mask Mage with Conduit 10, actually really good here as well, courtesy of those plinks. So throwing like a bunch of different mage units behind Soul Guard does sound like a really good line, but how do I turn down the ability to just ignore the most annoying bosses? Oh my god, again? Making of a Morsel. It has Spell Chain, and it makes the best Morsel already. I just have to reduce its cost by 1. Prismal Dust with Holy Stone on it, an X cost that I can use to heal the pyre by X anytime I cast it. Also really good, and Timber Assault, fine. I have a lot of Morsels in the deck already. I'll take Morsels. Anyway. Merchant of Steel. Oh, really? So if I want to diversify here and go to a Merchant of Magic, I have to accept no Umbra unit early? Oh, my first opportunity in an Umbra unit is High Heaven. Or rather, the Aviary, just before High Heaven. I don't like that. I think Merchant of Steel Umbra is probably the direction I have to go. The only problem is, obviously, I could be given 2 options that do not gorge. As for spells, removing the cost from this making of Morsel is really good. It saves me 2 Ember, and it allows me to cast probably one of the best cards in my deck. Easily. Oh, Smidge Stone, Frenzy Stone. Alright, the right unit can exploit those ridiculously. I wouldn't necessarily say Crucible Warden's the right unit, and I could see a world where I would take Morsel Master instead. Especially because it has a banner, Morsel Maker has a banner, so I could put both of those on the same line, and then on round end summon 2 Antumbra Morsels and 2 Magma Morsels, which is plus 18 to the front unit, as well as 4 Morsels eaten every turn, right? That's fine, but those are... That becomes ridiculous if I have a good gorging unit, and because I don't have another Umbra until High Heaven, I think I might just have to take Crucible Warden. I'll give you Multi-Strike. Smidge Stone's going to be irrelevant here, unfortunately. Really wanted it to be a very big unit that would have benefited from that. Something like a Shadow Eater, especially. 3 size down to 1. Strength Stone and Heartstone. See, because the Morsel Maker doesn't really benefit that much from many different upgrades, I think just giving it a decent stat line has basically no cost here for us. Start a battle, enemy units appear on each floor. Yeah. That's just plink bait. I'm not going to play this packed Morsels, unfortunately. Yeah, because the morsels would just end up getting wasted. Thankfully, I got to play both Foregone Powers there. There's also a world where I could have just played all of the spells on the bottom line and unlocked Dire Guard this turn. Not a huge fan of that one, I don't think. Okay, flanking the top line makes sure our reach gets us all the way to the Collector. I could drop Antumbra, then Spear, and then Excavator behind, allowing us to actually do damage on this line and then start building that Spear Steward. Just have to chump block with a healthy Morsel. Hell yeah. And we incant unlock the Soul Guard. The additional gold from getting the Collector. We've got Lifesteal also on our Spear for the next floor, so all I need to do is find a way to defend it, and that's not going to do it. Well, unless this Blink gets both of those Savage Spearmen. Dang. Oh, hang on, no. Now I can just chump block with a Morsel. All's well, ends well. Does the boss have something that I need to concern myself with the Unnamed Tome? Or do I drop a Foregone Power here? I think I'm better off holding the Unnamed Tome just in case. But at some point I do need to get a familiarity with every single enemy in each fight, as well as... Okay, Resolve is after combat gain spikes. That's not going to be especially relevant. However, I will tell you, these two Morsel Miners will spike our stats pretty high. Yep. And that'll do it. Throw a little more damage on the next line as well, just to clean up tidily. So our floors are fine right now. Absolutely middling. What? I mean, look, if you're going to give me a holdover offering token in a run where I already have 2 crypt builders, I'm going to take it. And I'm going to say thank you. Thank you. Another making of Morsel. Funny. Shroud Mitosis giving us the ability to bypass capacity and make those additional morsels. So top line, you've got Crucible Warden, you've got Morsel Maker, and you've got at most 2 more morsels on that line, and then your capacity is met. This would still be able to spawn 3 additional morsels. Huge. Barrels of Production is also really good as an energy amp in a world where I am often, in a world where almost every single turn, although this is intrinsic, which is exactly the turn I would not have a morsel already generated by the Morsel Maker. We'll take the Shroud Mitosis. Merchant of Steel, Stygian to find someone to go on the same floor as Soul Guard makes a lot of sense. Buh. Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. Incant, Gain Armor 2, and Dualism. Alright, give me the boy. Oh. Oh, you've been smidge-stoned already, Titan Sentry? Interesting. Get large stoned. Give me Bone Dog. I'll give it the other upgrades. Oh, yes. This is a deployable blight, so I just immediately play it at the start. No problem whatsoever. But also, Titan Skin on Titan Sentry? It makes so much sense. There's also Rage 5 on Revenge, permanently gain range 1, but we don't really care about the damage on the Titan Sentry. We care that it stays alive. Savage Skin, Titan Sentry. You are now an exceptional dupe target as well. I'll note that a world where this Crucible Warden also gets the on Revenge, so when struck, permanently gain Rage 1 is also there, especially courtesy of the multi-strike that it has. But I think more impactful than that right now is the additional health. Having a line being able to much more comfortably self-sustain. Yeah, if only I had dualism on that unit as well. Titan skin 10. Now... see, this is tough, because the Titan Sentry is one size. Soul Guard is 2 size. That's right, I can count. Which means I want to put another unit on their line, however, you know, and Dualism and Incant would both be incredible, but what I really want is a Mollusk Mage just in this deck right now, so that I can give it both of these upgrades and be really happy about it. But instead I have to walk away. I have no one who can hold those upgrades in a useful way. These stewards are getting cut. Should I cut them now? What's in our next line? Merchant of Trinkets, Forgotten Boons. I'm going to save my money. I'm going to go into that with a lot. I'm going to go into that already flush. Unfortunately, I had to skip a Merchant of Magic to get it. Can I get another Merchant of Magic later? Literally the next line. Ooh, or I could invert that. Merchant of Magic first, Merchant of Trinkets afterwards. We'll figure that out in a second. Let's take out Archeon. First things first, let's kill this bird. Titan Sentry, Soul Guard, Crucible Warden, Morsel McCare. And, oh boy, we are going to be playing unlocking our Soul Guard here on that first turn. Actually, having some space for morsels on the bottom line might be a really good idea. Interesting. Let's go health and damage, top line. Health, midline. Health damage, bottom line. And then Foregone Power will cast Crypt Builder, completing our Soul Guard. Yeah, this fight's going to be very, very easy. Big Shark Boy. I've already got both of the... well, actually, I guess I shouldn't play out the Vengeful Shards so that I have something for the offering. Never mind. It's still generally true. It's just funny that we immediately drew another one of the shards. Suppose more Frostbite on the boss is best here. Actually, I think the double unnamed tome on Archeon to slow your ability to gain rage with Siphon is really important here, so I'm just gonna throw that up there. 10 turns of not that. Offering token finds a Plink. Hey! Manages to hit on bottom line. I could get 27 more damage for the Crucible Warden on the top line. Or I could get 3 energy next turn. That's irrelevant. We don't need the energy. Malthus Shifting Pyre is fun. To be fair, I have been offered quite a lot of very, very good options from it. Might be coloring my opinion at moments. I can't believe how many times the Savage Spearman missed. Oh, I just wanted to hit you with a blink. I just wanted to get a single Morsel. Granted, turns out, absolutely did not need that morsel. Just wanted it. Wretch. Intrinsic. Return eaten units to your hand. That's a way to generate a lot of morsels? Do I want a capacity gem? I don't think I need energy. So draw and capacity could be my 2 gems. Gives me the ability to run a larger incant line behind the Titan Sentry. Unfortunately, what's going to be on that incant line? Not really many more opportunities to pick up the units for it. Siren Song having the ability to daze on the top line is nice. I've got Making of a Morsel, so the bottom line is basically only eating Morsel Miner, which is the best Morsel unit in terms of just pure statistics. I don't think capacity makes that much sense here. It gives us the ability to throw more morsels on different lines. A lot of my morsel generation burns out of the deck very quickly. This is only 2 morsels. Shroud Mitosis is nice. Plink is not reliable. It's got to be Siren Song then. Oh wow, Dualism already on a collector. I guess it doesn't make sense to ignore. It's not really the incant I want. My front line's already solved. I'm going to take the Crucible Collector here. Specifically because it has dualism, so if I find the right piece of equipment that it gets to do more dualism stuff with, that'd be great. First up's going to be draw, second one's probably also going to be draw. It might be capacity though. Let's just see. Alright, I'm going this Merchant of Trinkets. Especially because it's got a Celestial Alcove with it, so more opportunities to benefit from the Cinesalve, as I mentioned earlier. Not what I wanted to see, but I can do Titan Channel 2, I think. Especially with that draw relic, I feel a little more confident in that. At 10 shard stacks remove stasis. So we're going to see what Titan Channel 3 is here. Trinkets. Start a battle, summon a Morsel Miner on each lore. Love that. Firestone Housing. Units get an additional upgrade slot. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, Titan Sentry doesn't get to benefit from it, but I think I might get a lot more value out of re-rolling here. Breath of Heaven's almost irrelevant. On deployment phase, draw a room card from your deck, reduces cost to 0. Great. First room card that I include in this deck is just going to be in my opening hand. Happy to see that. Spear Steward and Shield Steward. There's not really that much place for you left in the deck. I'll remove one of you and then... Whoop! Almost missed out on the Celestial Alcove. It's this event. What do you do with an event like this? I'm almost considering the large mystery box, just getting a random card every turn. Jack in the Box gives us the ability to just throw a bunch of units into a box and then they summon over time. Realistically, I would use it just for Shield Steward removal. I'd put all 3 Stewards in the box. Which does have a lot of appeal right now. Small gift box. I feel like I would use relatively similarly. Yeah, I don't want to put all 3 of my best spells in it and then draw it as the last card of my deck. I'm gonna go large mystery box. I don't as often find myself in the position where I really want this, but I'm not spending all of my energy on constantly. And I'm not drawing a full hand constantly, so it's pretty much exactly where you want this. And prayer stone on each floor. That should be okay, especially because the Morsel Maker has additional HP. We're going to have to deal with corruption on the bottom line, unfortunately. I could mute their corruption right now, but I can only do that for 1 wave. That spell weakness actually makes them very vulnerable to Plink, but unfortunately I managed to hit the Penitent Prayer Stone 3 times out of the 4 Plinks that I threw on that line. How dare you? Just gonna leave that Morsel Miner there. Doesn't need to be interrupted. I think maybe I should cast the Unnamed Tome immediately here. It's 2 incants, and that's actually really important. Oh, I didn't want to get a different Blink result, but look, I'm not going to turn it down. In fact, it won't even matter. This Morsel Excavator can't get played. It will immediately kill itself upon spikes. Go for the additional Gorge on top line. Great. Top line's going to get its Prayer Stone down very quickly. Ooh, Spike the Stygian. 4 Sap and 20 Frostbite. Not bad. Offering Token casts Crypt Builder. Gotta love that. 9. Okay, good. Soul Guard's unlocked. I can put up to 3 Morsel Miners on this midline floor as long as I know I'm getting the Crucible Collector soon to eat them. Yeah, I can only put damage ones on the bottom line, rather. God, I do need a little bit more space for morsels right now. Just enough to get the Fallen Executioner down. Nice. Large Mystery Box has been pretty good so far. We managed to draw into the Crucible Collector. Get ready to eat all of these Morsel Miners for 27-27. Happily take a blink when it's given to me. Thank you for the offering card in hands. When I have the offering token, I will cast that. Thank you. Siren Song does nothing at the moment, but I like hearing its song. More health for the bottom line certainly seems probably the most impactful thing I can do. So let's throw a Shroud Mitosis down here. balance out the corruption a little. Burn Calcified Ember. Ooh. I don't think I have to preserve anything right now. I love that the Antumbra Morsel can take the hit as well as still reinforce our troop. Good Morsel. Oh yeah, being able to sap this guy would be good. However, it's not essential, courtesy of our Titan Sentry. We'll be building an awful lot of Frostbite on you. None of these have a long-term effect by playing them right now, so I'm just gonna give Damage Shield 4 and then watch it resolve. This run is currently going to have a lot of trouble with 500 health units, and especially double 500 health units, which I know are in my future because of the savagery coming up. Our bottom line is very good against the Rage Wings. That's actually not the part of savagery that's going to be bad for me. It's going to be the 500 healths. Are you kidding me? Unnamed Tome number 2 with Spell Chain again. Honestly, that's just a 0-cost double incant trigger in my deck, which is pretty good. A lot of the time, that will be pretty helpful for me. Frenzied Swarm, Spell Chain adds Dazed 1 to enemy units, discard your hand. An Ice Storm that consumes and deals 21 damage to a random enemy unit 5 times. Pretty good. I don't see myself really wanting the second Unnamed Tome after I finish incanting Soul Guard, but what if it matters so much that I finish incanting Soul Guard that I should take it? Especially if I might go for the next level on Soul Guard, where, what, it's going to take you 20 stacks? I'm assuming 16, but I can't remember the exact number. Void Binding, Holdover, apply Damage Shield 2, Rage 6, and Ember Drain 3. I can't remove that debuff, so it's a bit hard. Cave In, Descend all units. Not great, because I have multiple different lines that all want their own front units. Feast Intrinsic, trigger Eating on units with Eaten. I like that. Gives us the ability to eat a Magma Morsel on the very first turn. It's added to our opening hand because it's intrinsic. And then over the course of the rest of the deck, it could be useful again. Another Umbra Banner, Merchant of Magic. I have to say, the Empyrean Will is a little appealing, but it's to get another Titan Sentry, and I really don't think I want that right now. Or at least I don't think that would help me against the things I'm weakest against right now. Holdover is on offer, as well as Holy Stone. Let's look at the Umbra unit. What is going on here? I'm exclusively being offered the same things time and time again. I mean, I can't take either of these. I already have enough line leads. The only reason I would take one of these is if it's going to replace one of them that I already have in the deck, and this one's literally the same dude. That was unfortunate. Holdover Shroud Mitosis is a lot. Making Morsel definitely needs a 1-cost reduction. I could also hold over a Crypt Builder, which means that every single turn, an Offering Token would then cast a Crypt Builder, which is a lot of damage. And it's 2 casts. Draws a card. It's pretty good. What I need is Spell Chain on the offering token, really. Heal up higher equal to the spell's cost. I can just throw that on the Crypt Builder, and then we can use that to constantly heal over the course of the battle as well. Reroll. I'm so glad I didn't get Spell Chain as one of my options here. That would have been really disappointing. -1 cost needs to go on making a Morsel. +10 magic power needs to go on the other Crypt Builder. That was pretty useful. All right, Alcove, show me your most expensive stuff. Discarded Wings give the ability of Flight to unit as well as +5, +10. I could see a world where I want to give Flight to the Crucible Warden, and then at the very end, when I'm fighting the boss on the bottom line, I just fly you down to overstack the floor. You've already gained enough damage shield and multi-strike by that point. I'm going to give it a 10% chance to collapse to look for better wings. Ooh, Arcus's wings. Now they're bigger. The Gleaming ones have the ability of Flight and then attack, which is pretty good, but I'm not gonna turn this down. Next area, Merchant of Arms. Pyromane's almost irrelevant to us, given what we just did to our deck. Merchant of Steel, also pretty irrelevant. I don't know exactly what it could give to the Crucible Collector that would... I guess it's just Merchant of Arms looking for equipment and rooms, so that I can take advantage of Dante's Footstool as well as possibly the Dualism on Collector. -1 energy a turn. Not that bad. That's... mostly annoying in setup here, because I'm going to have to choose what not to play. And it's going to be the Morsel Master. Doesn't get played. Morsel Maker, rather. Oh, wow! Packed Morsels. And then I got a Packed Morsels from the large mystery box. And I've got the Feast in hand. Oh, this is going to be great. Wow, all of the plinks hit the front line. None of them hit the sharp-eyed sniper in the back line. That would have been useful. Oh well. Okay. You need more damage on top. Then it's health on bottom. You're gaining rage. Okay, that's fine, as long as you're not adding corruption. I think I'm going to add to the bottom line, literally just so that I get to cast Feast on Solgard's line. Just another incant trigger, thank you. Get him, Siren Song. I'm gonna cast 2 spells down here. Wait, I could cast... I could unlock Soulguard this turn on the bottom line. I think I should do that. It's Plink, Plink, Prismal Dust for nothing, and then Foregone Power unlocked Soulguard. Yeah, that'll be worth it. Whoop. Time for the offering tokens to take over. Builds that crypt strong. Also, making Morsel in the same hand as Shroud Mitosis is quite useful, so that I can copy the best Morsel unit. Who needs a Morsel Maker when you've already got that, huh? I don't need additional incants on the bottom line, but I should probably save. I'll get another unnamed turn later, that's fine. It prevents some corruption on the Titan Sentry this turn, 6 of it at least. Yeah, more and more I think the equipment is going to be our savior. Equipment and rooms. Midline's not doing great right now because you're not eating. You need to eat to grow big and strong. I'm going to give you all of these morsels then. Fair's fair. Oh, one of the unnamed tomes that I got was not... because it would have had ephemeral, so it would be removed from my hand. So one of them was from the large mystery box. So I actually have an additional one this turn. Cool. Which I could have used to save some sap on the bottom line, but I'm not going to. Welcome, boss. First things first. Silence. 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 I'm gonna kill your friend. Or at least send him to the back. Couple of morsel miners. Get those eaten. Got some crystals. Foregone power costs. Cool. Cool. All of that worked pretty well. And now it's time to bring down the Crucible Lord. Just a 97 damage unit with multi-strike and a bunch of damage shield, but realistically, much more damage shield than they actually look like at the moment because they had corruption taking away some damage shield every turn. Spell chain's really nice, as I've mentioned multiple times. Spell weakness 2 to enemy units is mostly irrelevant. Mostly. I think that Ice Storm probably has the most I can do with it. Oh. Crucible extension. Intrinsic. +1 capacity on the floor. Realistically, that's just a little bit more space for putting morsels on the bottom line at the moment. Which doesn't sound great. I'll take it. It's also intrinsic, which is useful. Merchant of Arms. Show me those arms. Ooh. Spell Sanctum. That could be my free room that I draw immediately. 0 cost Spell Sanctum on the bottom line. Realistically, invalidates the making of morsels reduction in cost, but it does make the Ice Storm already 0 cost, so I can give this damage instead, which would be nice. Makes all of the plinks 0 cost on the bottom line. Definitely doing that. I think Meat Shield is really good as well as a piece of equipment to throw on Titan Sentry. I'm going to reroll. I'm looking for more equipment. Overgrowth Carapace. That's it. I want to strap that and the Meat Shield to one another, and then I want to equip that to Titan Sentry, who can't grow any larger courtesy of this Midgestone. Oh, Empyrean Well. I could see a world where Empyrean Well for another offering token, just so that I get it as early as possible, could be good. I could see it for making of a morsel just to get morsels. Because they are responsible for a lot of our scaling. Also, it's a really good spell chain incant. Alright, Cal. Let's do this. Get out of here, Calcified Ember. Oh my god, Umbrastone Trample. Sick. Additional capacity for the bottom line seems great to me. Let's go Packed Morsels as well. I'm going to go for health and health. I'm going to eat those. Meat Shield wants to go on Titan Sentry. Do I cast Crypt Builder here? Or do I just accept my Umbra Stone? I think we just get the Umbra Stone out. Oh, I can't even target Soul Guard yet. What I meant, of course, was we'll use Crypt Builder. What I meant the whole time. No one can prove otherwise. It's Chosen Bastion. I'm gonna unnamed tone the hell out of all of you. None of this Chosen Bastion stuff. No one is making you ridiculously high damage as well as Titan skin at the same time. That's not happening. I'm not allowing it. Overgrowth Carapace would be nice if I could use it here, though. Woohoo! We have unlocked Soul Guard mode. Ooh. Good defender. Throw these down. Yeah, it wasn't right to play the Overgrowth Carapace here. Plus 20 health and plus 20 damage on Titan Sentry is certainly nice, but the Meat Shield is kind of plus 10 health every round, and the damage doesn't really matter that much on the Titan Sentry right now. That's going to be much better long-term when we manage to smush them together. Merchant of Arms in the next area with a Celestial Alcove, actually. I'm not going to want that Merchant of Steel at the very end, so maybe I do Merchant of Arms at the end. So Merchant of Magic in the next. Cool. Ooh, Furnace Tap. Compelling. At the cost of a lot of Ember on future turns, I can get Multi-Strike on Soul Guard. I really think I should do that, though. Kale's already muted until the end of the battle, so yeah. Let's do it. Ember Drain gives me 0 energy on this turn, so I'll use an offering token to play Crypt Builder, and then I'll play out all of the rest of my hand because it's all 0 cost. No downside. Just enough space rather to play over those morsels. More and more, I feel like it has to be draw again. I don't feel like I'm over filling my spaces constantly enough for capacity to be relevant here. Token through a Crypt Builder gets me making of a Morsel with Shroud Mitosis in hand, all of it 0 costed. Oh, Shroud Mitosis is only 0 cost on the bottom floor, so that's definitely where I'm playing all of this. I guess I'll preserve the Shield Steward so I don't have to draw it again. Oh, Cuddle Hex. Cuddle Hex? I'll take it. If I was offered one, I think I would take it in the deck as well. I feel like we're one incant on, or rather damage growth on incant scaling unit on the bottom line away from everything we need to win. Those 500s are going to be the big problem. So many morsels made. Yeah, and especially with Crucible Extension, I don't need the additional capacity here at all. You get lifesteal, so get lifesteal bottom line. I'd be doing a lot worse if I didn't have the multi-strike on Soul Guard right now. Granted, not bad. Our top line is still brutal. Activation Eruption, deal 25 damage to a random enemy unit 3 times. Unfortunately, that's just short of doing killing. Gotta bring down the Warden. Absolutely in excess of requirement, but you gotta do it. I often think of Unnamed Tome as very situational, but every time I've drawn them recently, I've been pretty happy to have them. Whoa. Well, that's curious. Ancient Synergy with already cost reduction. That's fine. If I can consume remove you, you become a deal damage to the front enemy unit equal to 2 times the number of spells in your deck 3 times. So that's 150 damage to the front enemy unit. That's... what was I just asking for? Damage. I think spells are going to have to be part of it for me. There's also Spike of the Stygian here. Consume double stack. Applies 2x sap and 10x frostbite. Incredible boss killer. Just save up a bunch of energy and then throw that on the bad boy as soon as he spawns. It's good. I think I need the damage enough that I have to take the Ancient Synergy here instead, though. Despite the fact that a lot of the cards I want to remove from the deck are also going to be spells. Those Foregone Powers, probably half them. Same of the Blinks. Still needed, unfortunately. So I said I was going Merchant of Arms in the last area, which means this is my final Merchant of Magic. 15, okay. That's exactly what I need right now. 4 damage to the front enemy unit per shard, like... what? After I get over 15, you're dealing 60 additional damage? Uh-huh. I'll take Titan Channel 3. Permanently remove consumed. Literally exactly what I was asking for the Ancient Synergy. I was wondering if that would happen. So I randomly generated a Blazing Bolts into my deck courtesy of the Large Mystery Bolt. But when you play Blazing Bolts, it removes itself entirely from your deck and then adds a new card, a stronger version of itself. With the same upgrades, by the way. So if I gave it upgrades here, and I might. Because if I reduce your cost and then give you Spell Chain, you will eventually become my strongest damage for the bottom line. That's huge. Oh, that's so good. Plus 10 magic power for the Ice Storm as well. What a really ridiculously powerful Merchant of Magic here. Thank you. I'll remove a Spear Steward. That's funny. No, I can't take another room. I need to only have one, so I draw the exact one. Stoic Blade Mail. Look, none of my units want to wear you. You silence all of the best things they do. So I'll take the money. I could also use this to go back to the Merchant of Magic and remove another card, but just in case, the Heaven Seal here is too bad. Stone of the Undying. Front non-boss enemy in each wave gains Reanimate 2. Realistically, that just means it dies again pretty quickly to Frostbite afterwards. We should be okay with that. I'm going to have to use Unnamed Tomes on the bottom constantly here in order to save the health of Titan, who is otherwise going to get very corrupt very quickly. Okay. Let's extend bottom. Offering token through Crypt Builder. Use Ancient Synergy to push down that front unit. That's all it could do, is get that one front unit down. How many spells? I'll cast a Mortal Trade on a unit that's going to get eaten at the end of this turn, so I don't have to worry about the Ember Drain cost of it. And I'm just going to continue pushing towards Soul Guard. I mean, also, Celestial Bastion, you can go all the way to the top. That's completely fine. You have no damage. You are utterly irrelevant. That worked out about as well as it possibly could. Especially because we have an Offering Token and Crypt Builder every turn now. So I get to move any big healthy tanks like Celestial Bastion to the back line. Which I'll be doing here as well. And then Titan Sentry does enough damage to get through the Heretic, so Soul Guard can punch Avowed Gladiator. You need health. I guess I throw some damage on the bottom line then. Okay. Morsel, Morsel. 1, 2, 3, and then Shroud my... Oh, hang on. I'm short. I'm going to do the exact same turn. I just don't want to waste a Morsel where I don't need to there. Because those are going to be useful. Perfect. Probably... Oh, especially because I just finished my incant stacking. I don't need to cast anything else now. Sick. We had exactly one more morsel than we had space there. So it has now affected me. Perfect. Offering token to move Crypt Builder to the back. I'm happy to get the Overgrowth Carapace before we get the Meat Shield so that I can use it. I want to get that Collector, but it doesn't seem realistic here. Not unless I want to let this Avowed Gladiator avoid Soul Guard. That's not going to happen. I think I could throw a Drain out on this field, but I think I'm much safer just holding on to the Unnamed Tome. We finally removed all of the additional lives from that top unit, just for it to go to the top and die. Blazing Bolt. Well, this is interesting as well. Does the Ephemeral copy add another permanent one to my deck from the spell chain? Only one way to find out. It does not appear to. Dang. Nice. We do get the Avowed Gladiator down on top line. That was really important to me. More damage for the midline. And then we'll focus on health for the bottom. I'm going to use my Unnamed Tomes here just to guarantee that Foregone Power also casts the Amulet, which, in very quick retrospect, doesn't really accomplish anything for us on our bottom line, so maybe shouldn't have done that one. Maybe, definitely. Hoarfrost. I could use that to amp the damage on the Avowed Gladiator, but really, it's not relevant. Nice. Bastion's still at the back line, goes to the very top, just dies to the pyre. Love seeing that. Ooh. Bigger damage? Or the holdover now? 2 more turns, so ideally if I fight on the bottom line, this line never makes it to the top. Okay. I think this is... She'll go on someone. Then cast Foregone Power, see if that casts Crypt Builder, which it does. Cool. And double your Frostbite. This really doesn't bode well for our future, though, in the Seraph fight, unfortunately. Engine upgrade. I can lower the size of the top floor all I'd like. Let's give some additional damage and lifesteal to our bottom line unit. Seems like it could become relevant. And welcome in, boss. I don't have an Unnamed Tome for you, which I feel very awkward about. I'm going to fly a Crucible Warden down here, while also realizing that is much in excess to requirements. Got him. Oh, but boy, are we not good at dealing with 500s. I need help there. I want a Shadow Spike. An X cost that consumes a Morsel X times, just so I can spike the damage on a unit. Crystalline Seeds, consume, Spell Chain, apply froze by 8 to enemy units. Pretty good. For my incanting, also removes itself from... Oh my god! An engine upgrade that's already intrinsic as well. I just throw this on the top line because I never need more size up there, and it's an additional energy every turn. Gem Trove is also pretty good. Grovel with a cost reduction is also really good. I'm going to take the additional Ember. Hell yes. That's our final version of Blazing Bolts in the deck. Deals 40 damage to random enemy unit 4 times. It's got Spell Chain. It'll also only cost 1 on the bottom line. We said this was going to be our Merchant of Arms. +2 capacity on the middle floor is almost irrelevant. Almost. Merchant of Arms with Hall of Mirrors. There's a world where I accept that my deck is actually low cost enough to run without Spell Sanctum, in which I would include Hall of Mirrors instead, and then use Hall of Mirrors on the bottom line to dupe. Instead of Titan Sentry, it would be duping Soul Guard. That would take a lot of my space away for Morsels on that bottom line, and I think Morsels on that bottom line are pretty important. Are they? In a world where my enemy is going to be sweeping them with sweep units? Well, how consistently are they going to be sweeping with sweep units if I have Blazing Bolts and... I don't really have that much backline reach. Ice Storm's pretty good for that. First things first, I'm going to merge the... Whoa. Deployable is not what you want to be. You want to be merged. I guess there's a world where I could play Hall of Mirrors early or Spell Sanctum early, depending on which I get, and then just put Hall of Mirrors on the other area. Like, if Hall of Mirrors goes on the top line, it just dupes Morsel Makers things every turn, which is double the growth speed for Crucible Warden, which is pretty good. So if I draw that immediately, I can do that on top line. And then figure out over the course of the fight when I feel comfortable playing the Spell Sanctum on bottom line. I like that. We can work with that. I could also upgrade one of them to be drawn in my opening hand, which means the other one would be the discounted one. There's some argument for trying to run the bottom line with a double Soul Guard down there, but I really think I'm much better positioned to not do that. I'm gonna put Hall of Mirrors in my opening hand, which guarantees I'll draw a 0-cost Spell Sanctum. I think re-rolling for a possible piece of equipment that wants to go on another unit. Swift Dagger. It's totally fine. Overgrowth Carapace would be a lot better if I had another Smidge Stone, but I don't. I think Swift Steel Dagger makes a lot of sense on a lot of different units. I don't even necessarily need to decide who holds it yet. Heading back to the trinkets, I could either take Mind Jacks, or I could roll here and then look at 3 better ones. because Mind Jacks would be absolutely passable at best. It's just a little bit of additional capacity on the Crucible Collector's floor. And that's probably my weakest floor. Hilarious. I got screwed. Merchant costs are irrelevant. Cards in reward packs and unit banners don't come anymore. At the start of turn, fully healed champions. Sure. My Soul Guard. My big, healthy boy. Who definitely don't need that. So this is just going to be removals then for the rest of these costs. It's okay. We can do something with that. I do want to get rid of those Shield Stewards. They do not get played over the course of the battle. At the very least, the rest of the things are spells. I can play those. Merchant of Arms with an Enchanted Chamber. I can't afford that possibly being drawn at the start. And also, it and Spell Sanctum would want to be on the same line, so not good for us. This one's gonna be a toughie. We'll see how we do. I'm starting to think, is there ever a world where I need Hall of Mirrors, Titan Sentry for the bottom line, and that just takes care of all of the Rage Wings down there? Well, realistically, all that gives me is the ability to move Soul Guard to a different line holding the Spell Sanctum. And it doesn't even increase our Frostbite on enemy units. The Titan Sentry is not a good unit to be duping. No, that's not how we play. All the mirrors get splayed over the course of the battle on that top line. Probably gonna have to chump block for that top line to survive. We'll extend our own bottom. Make some morsels. Crystalline Seeds, you are only here for your ability to immediately pump our incant triggers. Swiftsteel Dagger is not going to be able to be cast on the top line this turn. Sorry, on the Soul Guard this turn. I think it works well with you, though. All I have to do on top floor is chump block with a single unit, so I'll just use the least relevant one, which is probably lifesteal gain. This bottom line is going to want to eat before letting the enemies attack, so I don't have to worry about the Rage Wings digging into my useful units. That Chosen Assassin is going to be really annoying. Engine upgrade hits the top line, giving us additional energy every turn. At least we got rid of the melee weakness on a couple characters here. That's pretty important. Phew, bottom line is not doing well. Not healthy down there. Thankfully, we've got a couple ice storms to help thin out the enemy line. Nice, got all their backline units. That's huge. Ancient Synergy. Help us try and take down the Zealots. Oh boy. I don't think I can roll this turn like that. We lose the Titan Sentry. No, I can do it. It's Unnamed Tome, Soul Guard unlocked. Oh, that's... Wait. Wait, what? The Unnamed Tome removed your previously gained harvest stacks? Excuse me? Is that how that's supposed to work? Mute. Disables triggers and abilities. But you'd already gained that damage from... I'm not going to complain. Far be it from me to complain in this instance. That's actually huge. Holy Mirror's top line, you have 2 capacity. Time for you to overstock 5 every turn. That's pretty good. I think I just deal with the Avowed Gladiator by healing over it. Because, like, every floor is going to need some additional help along those lines right now. Damage up there. Does that even change our breakpoints? You go up with 200 health, you get hit twice. You go up with 120 health, you hit once. So it saves us 9 damage right now to cast that on the top line. But we've got 2 500s coming up soon. This one will be fine. Okay, I'll cast it up there. Deliberated on it for way too long. Okay, actually, I want to cast the other one now. The higher damage one. Tome, so I don't have to deal with this weak middle line, causing us to take damage to amalgams. I will summon the Glacial Seal, though. Should have done that much earlier if I'm doing this, though. Foregone Power pushes a unit. Great. A little bit of damage. Yeah, you're healthy enough to... Oh, you are not healthy enough to live there. We'll come back and solve that in a sec. Hit him with the Blazing Bolts. Double times. Nice! We got the Chosen Ragewing Assassin down. Spike the Stygian for probably the sap and Frostbite on the boss. So you're weak to that one. Could make you do 4 damage. No. So that one chump blocks, and then this unit, if I make you do 7 damage, it still triples to kill the Crucible Collector, so I need to chump block with 2 units on that floor in order to be able to keep him alive. Have I even laid any equipment on that shaft on the bottom line? No? You've completely missed all of your equipment drops so far. Which means the next 6 cards have all of your equipment drops. I forgot that I merged them. It's just the one. This line gets to the top. I have to kill this line. Play one blink on this line, see if I get lucky. I don't. Couldn't have killed any units with it on the bottom line. Even if I ate both of them, we definitely still end up dying on this line. Yeah, you gain damage shield, not lifesteal. That'll have to do. Ouch. Next line up there's a toughie too. Ooh, Ice and Fire for 90 damage to the front enemy unit on the line. Literally exactly what we need. Has 89 health at that point. Offering token through a Crypt Builder. Just helps us get that about Gladiator closer to death. Not close enough though. However, if I feast on the top line, the damage will be high enough to get the Avowed Gladiator in time. Unfortunately, we will be taking 5 damage from the midline with the Amalgam. Oh boy. Forever consume 200 damage to the front enemy unit. I probably end up using it still. Rage Wings on the bottom line, preventing us from doing that there though. This line doesn't get to the top as long as I kill on the bottom line. Which is looking a little difficult, to be honest. 12 damage shields on Crucible Warden should certainly help, though. It's more important on top line. Terrifying Amalgam, manages to get past. Can't really do anything with these Morsel Miners, so I might as well use them to block damage on the bottom line, just chump. But that also lowers the amount of Frostbite that I get from Titan Sentry. Probably not worth it. Alright, I'll just throw them away. The Amalgam does less damage when it goes up. Still gets to attack us for at least 2 turns, though. Three. That's tough. Siren Song top line seems good, but it won't kill them. Alright. We do have a feast in this hand, so I can't eat my making morsels. That's good. It's offering a Crypt Builder. I do want to play both Blazing Bolts on the bottom right as well. Resolve won't trigger. It'll only trigger after everything is done. Disregard, draws 3 spells, supply consume, plus 30 magic power, and negative and lower cost. I mean, I've got consume removal on Ancient Synergy. It would be an incredible draw here. Trimitosis Plink. Ooh. Ooh, that's really good. Ice Storm's ready to consume twice, really helping us with units there. Let's also Plink. Then Morsel Miner, 3 more of them, eat them immediately, and fly the Crucible Warden down. I suspect in frontline. Yeah. That 15 damage shield prevents us from literally ever taking damage on the bottom line. This line's relentless, right? If I moved you up, you'd still hit me. This line, unfortunately, is going to hit me for 10 damage twice. Sorry, for 5 damage twice, total of 10. Ow. I'm glad to have a Holy Stone here for the Titan fight. It's going to be essential. Jump blocking with the right morsels at the right time is also going to be really important. Hey, but at least it's a Seraph win. Now we're just going for gravy. Granted, I obviously do want the Titan win on all clan combinations. That doesn't mean I'm going to be sad to have also won an earlier one instead. Sanctum... Sentry... I really want the Crucible Warden to start getting powerful. Your damage shield is really important because it's also full protection against corruption for 1 damage shield a turn, which you will constantly have. Oh, Hall of Mirrors and Engine Upgrade are both here in the opening hand for the top line there. That's so good. Merged equipment! Oh, I have to play that first. The increasing size and health on Titan Sentry is way too important. Cannot ignore. I'm going to use the offering token. Damn it. I was about to say use the offering token to discard the Curse of Entropy. I think I still will. Because it gets destroyed on discard. It means I won't be playing this Crypt Builder though. Make the Morsel. Morsel. Let's put another 2 on the bottom line and then eat them. About halfway to Soul Guard's cast. Top line is starting to get shored up pretty well. Yeah. I'm a little worried about the Silence Hymnist being summoned on the bottom line. Prevents a lot of our damage. Ooh, oh, nice. I was about to say Unnamed Tome would be incredible here. I don't want to get all that corruption stacked on me. Do I Daze Dominion? Honestly, preventing Dominion's damage does seem like a priority to me. I also need to mute the hell out of Savagery. as it will prevent you from dealing 5 damage directly to my pyre for my empty line. I can unname tome this bottom line. I'm going to unname tome this top line as well. If I do that, can I prevent all... Like, does Entropy add 1 Curse of Entropy to my deck if it's not muted on all sides? Or is it 3 every turn that it's adding? I'm going to mute all of Entropy to prevent it. No Entropy for Entropy. Eh? I had a second Siren Song? From whence? Get dazed again. Oh, 1 more spell for this bottom line and we'll be attacking with a Soul Guard. That said, Soul Guard would only be killing a misshapen fiend this turn, so it wouldn't be really that relevant. It could have been relevant if I put the Morsels in the right position. Yeah, we'll have to discard some Morsels here, though. It's okay. There's that Rage Wing. Ooh, Umbra Stone's going to be ready for the Soul Guard. That's great to see. This will block 3 attacks. This will only block 1, but it'll block the right attack, allowing Crucible Collector to take 0 damage here. So Steel Dagger. I do want to amp damage on Dominion somehow, because I'm not going to be getting Pyre every turn now. And I don't need to incant on the bottom line, so... Double Foregone Power. Crucible Warden is not... I'm gonna need the Hall of Mirrors pretty soon for Crucible Warden's health situation. I'm a little extremely concerned about that top line. Okay, now because we're attacking quick, we will get over the top of that and continue to heal. Great. I can refocus my attention. I think a single Glacial Seal for the bottom line just to get more Frostbite on both bosses sounds great to me. Come on, Hall of Mirrors has to be in my next 5 cards. Oh no, it was in my opening turn and then I chose not to play it, so it won't be. Dang. I don't have to cast anything on the bottom line and we'll still get the best of that one, so I should just let that happen. Throw some more Frostbite on you a couple times. I'm going to double Think on this top line to remove all of your spell shields. I think I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of Crypt Builder on top. Perfect. I think Savagery is still muted as well, so I don't have to worry about... Yep. 5 damage to the pyre. I'm also not having to worry about Savagery triggering its loop trigger. which is when it goes from the top floor to the bottom floor, it gains multi-strike, which is mainly the increase in damage over this fight. Hall of Mirrors is finally ready. Good to see it. I mean, I can Siren Song you. Just daze you for 3 turns. Does that accomplish that much? It loops you, but it puts you at the bottom of the line, but... No. Let's do it to the top. Double the morsels on that top line is going to be really helpful here. Ooh, Grovel. Great random card to have gotten. The large mystery box additional draw relic that just draws me random cards. It's been really useful this run. I can't think of too many like full whiffs from it so far. I don't... do I? Fine. Just because it's on incant applying the frostbite to both the enemies on this line, sure, I think I can justify that. Granted, we have like ridiculously overhandled Savagery here. Savagery is going to be by far dead first. Yeah, this is always going to happen at some point. Oh, whoa! I actually managed to kill the backliner with that spell? Oh, okay, I get to keep my Glacial Seal. I didn't think there was a single chance in hell that was going to happen. The spell weakness, and I must have hit it twice as well. Sick. Offering token through a Crypt Builder on a spell weakness target does a lot of damage. I only have space for Morsel Miner and then Shroud Mitosis here. Shuffling some morsels back into the deck. I wouldn't have to shuffle morsels back into the deck if I was able to keep the midline alive, but that was not really possible for us. Do I sap my own units this one time? I think so. I want to be able to cast all of these. I didn't get the Chosen Arrow down. It's exactly the one that I wanted to kill. Well, thankfully, if I kill every other unit on the floor, it doesn't really matter that much, does it? Siren Song you again. Not letting you play the game. Ancient Synergy has been getting more damage constantly from all of the spells that are added to my deck but not removed. So it's doing 94 damage 3 times the front enemy unit. Nice. 2 up there on top line. Next thing up is taking out Entropy. And Timber Assault for a couple of morsels. Oh, this is great. I've got a Hoarfrost Effigy, and I'm getting a lot of Frostbite on all of these enemies here. So now I can use Hoarfrost Effigy to transfer all of it just to Entropy, and then double it, giving you 512 Frostbite. That'll be huge. And just some additional morsels for the bottom line, including some lifesteal, which seems like it could be pretty useful here to heal you back up to your full 20. Nice. A and Lamau. I'm just going to hardcast the Crypt Builder from hand so that I can discard the other instead. Space Prism, nice. Not especially relevant, but happy to have it. I need to trample more damage through to Entropy, but realistically, I think both Dominion and Entropy both die next turn just to passive effects. Yep. Certainly looks like it. Holy Stone has been doing such strong work this whole time. I hate to give it its plaudits here, but you've done it. You've probably impressed me. Just getting a free Blazing Bolts from the large mystery box, that was huge. This really turned out to be pretty pivotal on the turns that it was actually played. I think I probably would have taken like 20 more damage in a couple of different fights without this. Obviously, the healthy Crypt Builder especially good. A Crucible Warden that's just ready to fly anywhere with 20 damage shield on, 190 damage, multi-strike. Pretty damn nice as well. I can't put this guy in the thumbnail because I put him in all of the thumbnails because I love him a lot, but the Titan Skin Titan Sentry, it can't be understated. Or, sorry, it can't be overstated. It can be understated by saying anything except for sick. But realistically, the MVP here is straight up Unnamed Tome. Prevent all of the worst impacts in the entire game. This guy would have had multi-strike he would have actually been challenging lines. Granted, Titan Sentry and the damage shield on Crucible Warden was pretty good, but there was an early part where the Crucible Warden was really, really vulnerable. Losing that additional line on top, I think, might have been enough to take me out. That said, it wasn't. And here we are. Victorious. New personal record for Mutaplied, hell yeah. And also the mastering of Crystalline Seeds, Blazing Bolts, and Engine Upgrade. Kind of surprised Engine Upgrade didn't already have it. Not surprised by Blazing Bolts. I do really like the card, it's just rare, so I don't often get the opportunity to draft it. Getting closer to Umbra's full mastery of all of the cards. There's still a couple of cards I haven't seen. One in Underlegion, one in Banished. Keen to see what those turn out to be. Oh, and one in Awoken. Can't exactly recall what that one is, though. Also, final thing that I do want to check here. I was in a previous episode talking about the rare cards of Devoted, and I thought a lot of them were related to, like, the angels and movement and valor and stuff like that. Valor's fine. Fine. Obviously, Death's Dancer is not particularly good. Hymnist's pretty good. Okay, so a lot of these are... Oh, Cursed Windblade as well. Yeah, a lot of those are relevant to other clans, so a rare draft from Banished is less limited than I thought it was. Cool. Well, let's head back to the outpost and send you on your way, saying my name's been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Monster Train 2, top left is a series playlist, or all of my content for the game past, present, and future, YouTube recommendations down below, streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays, out above the thank you, and a special thanks this episode to Disney. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.